have a pretty good slow and nuke out of Void. He, of course, has Crippling Fear, which means Anti-Mage cannot blink. So
Yep.
keeping the Anti-Mage safe is going to be really, really important. And maybe they're even go for a typical tri-lane here. Once again, a lot of gankers, and instead they're going to do a dual lane with the Anti-Mage Venge and throw an Enchantress in the jungle, which allows them to gank themselves and possibly push towers.
Yep, that's definitely what Puppy has in mind. Now, if you look at the Suns coming in from the Radiant side, Frostbite will keep the Anti-Mage from blinking. Fear, like you said, Hex, and of course the Shackle, Fissure from long range. So Mineski is quite capable of dealing with this Anti-Mage, but I don't believe Anti-Mage is their biggest and greatest worry at this point in the game right now. You gotta worry about Puppy, especially his jungling play. He is by far one of the best jungle player there is. So let's see what he's going to be purchasing. Wards, Smoke, and a Ring of Protection. So going for an early Basilius. They are going all top. Maybe try to set up an early game or prevent that war from being dropped. Mineski not really out of the base just yet.
And we can go over the players quick. I'll cover Mineski here. Looks like, is that Owens playing the Shadow Shaman? When they have three chunks of names, man, it's confusing. RR is on the Crystal Maiden. Jules is going to be playing the Night Stalker, and then we have Jay on the Nature's Prophet, and Wits WTZ playing the Earthshaker.
Yep. Jay seems like not to be jungling, as you can see that he's got a no talisman, so that's an indication that he's not going to go jungle. Generally, if you want to check a sign of a jungling prophet, he always will have a lot of clarities. So, meanwhile here on the Navi side, Arzar is going to be playing the Vengeful Spirit, Havos is going to be on the Anti-Mage, and now you could scroll actually with pause, nice. Puppy playing the Enchantress, Light of Heaven of course on that Windrunner, and Dendi going to be playing that Fame Sanking. So I assume that Light of Heaven's going to be on the long lane here, Dendi's going to be playing mid. And then Trialing top?
Well, I mean, not. Are you talking about the Dire team?
Yes.
About Navi? Well, I mean, yeah, not technically a tri-lane, but
Right.
jungling Enchantress
Right.
and yeah, Bunch of Spirit. Yeah, I'm actually. Yeah, it looks like Light of Heaven's going to be going mid here. He's got 3 Ironwood branches, absolutely no regen, but he's going to farm a really fast bottle here, and we'll see how well he can dominate. And I think that's going to work. It's going to be against the Shadow Shaman, which should work pretty good, I think. Going to make that a semi-equal lane there, especially with ganks. You know, they do have smoke on the Enchantress, and then Dendi is going to be soloing the bot lane as that Sand King. So I think what's really going to come down to the important timings in the early game, especially at nighttime, is when the Sand King does support TPs, because if you can get stun ultis off, you know, that's so much damage that even a really tanky hero like Night Stalker is not going to be able to survive through stuff like that. So I think support TPs are going to be really important at nighttime.
Yep. I'm really curious who they're going to put at the top here for Radiant. It is going to be a Prophet as he is going there, and he's going to have a tough time. I do not believe that he's going to keep this tower up for a long time. Ooh, look at that ping. Look at this new ping animation. I'm just going giddy because this is like kind of the first game observed after the new patch. This tower is really important. Not only will it give Anti-Mage absolutely free farm if that tower is down, also going to give Enchantress some sort of crazy gank pattern like this to the mid lane. Because even with the Smoke of the Sea, ganking like this with the Enchantress is going to be somewhat difficult, but he can do a wraparound necessary. Definitely have seen Puppy do that many times before. Shadow Shaman in the mid lane, it is going to be saving for a quick bottle as well. 350 gold in the bank. As looks like he's not trying to block his creeps. Very interesting.
Do you think this Nature's Prophet's going to go for a fast Dagon, or do you think he's just going to stay on the Null Talisman for the last hitting potential?
I think he is going to be going for a fast Dagon. That's, again, fits really Mineski's playstyle, come in from a gank. And for the heroes that he's up against here, they're pretty squishy, so Dagon's going to be extremely effective here. It's going to be a dueling mid, Vengeful Spirit and Windrunner. And Owa is going to have a tough time against this lane.
And we have another another pause. We actually did have a DC, and there's a reconnect, so that's pretty good. That wasn't too bad.
Checking the pings here, three of the Mineski guys have 750 pings. Meanwhile, the other guys having at
ridiculous.
300.
It's like Enchantress pulling the creep wave past into. That's interesting. The Nature's Prophet pulls the Treant, pulls the creep wave, and this is the creep line here for the game today. It's pretty unusual. Nice play by Puppy just to get that foresight there.
Yep, and then Jay's he's got to be very careful. There's a blink here from Havos enchant on him as well. Unfortunately, Havos not really in position, but that's going to really scare away Jay. Jay half HP already. He's going to trade hit here against Puppy. Puppy very low. He does have a salve and no tango after that, so already out of restorative at this point, but I think they are controlling the lane very nicely. Jay is able to get half a level so far. He's going to hit level 2 fairly quickly. And that's going to give him teleport. And against this lane, he's basically not going to die if he has teleport ready up.
Yeah, that's true. And mid lane, very interesting. Once again, it's a double range lane. Vengeful Spirit, not the longest range hero, but we've seen this a couple times. Sometimes usually just like a melee carry with a ranged supporter, but this is going to allow them to possibly shut down the Shadow Shaman. It looks like Crystal Maiden's going to have to shift mid because they know that Shadow Shaman's going to have a rough time here and possibly get killed if they do not get that support up. And maybe Crystal Maiden just warding here. There's a nuke going down and the Shackle. Windrunner taking some good damage. She does just skill power. I'm sorry, Windrun, and it's going to make it past.
Yeah, good choice here by Mineski to switch out someone in, but here comes Vengeful Spirit, gonna be backstabbing Jay, and Jay might be in a huge world trouble. There's an enchant, magic missile, a couple of right clicks. They are gonna get the first blood. Who's gonna pick it up? It is gonna be Vengeful Spirit, which is not a bad, because he is gonna upgrade the courier if he wants to, or pick up a very early boost of speed, and that can be just absolutely game breaking for a great ganger like Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We see the Shackle on the Windrun on the mid lane. Crystal Maiden coming around. This might be his death. No, he's going to pop Windrun. And no Ether Shock going down, surprisingly. I don't think it would have gotten the kill. Needed one more hit plus an Ether Shock. And Vengeful Spirit now back in the mid lane. Still hasn't spent his gold. He has 650 here. More diving and pushing going on the top lane just from a single Enchantress. It's so awesome when you see this super high aggression coming out.
Yep, this is exactly how Puppey likes to play his Enchantress. Push down early tower and go for those gank paths, like I pointed out earlier. But this mid lane is very high action, as now we have two supports on the mid lane. Both supports will be fighting over the runes as they spawn as well, and rune control is absolutely everything for a hero such as Shadow Shaman. He is going to have the bottle coming. Well, maybe not everything, considering that this is a Mineski and they love to do bottle crow. So maybe even if they miss a rune, is pretty okay. But back in the bot lane here, Navi Dendi having a little bit of trouble against this dual melee lane, and he is going to get some EXP under his tower, but he's always fearful of a kill coming his way.
Yeah, and that's something that can definitely make happen. Looks like Jules is currently sitting at 2 levels of Hunter in the Night. Not too concerned with Fear quite yet. You can always pick one of those levels up a little bit later. And mid lane, once again, going pretty decent for Shadow Shaman, surprisingly. But Crystal Maiden still in support, just now picks up her level 2. She does get a Frostbite level, but still no aura for their team. And it might be a little bit before she does hit that level 3. So I think they might be a little iffy on mana here. But Dendi finally back soloing on the bot lane, so he will be able to get some last hits and some levels. But his mana is very low, and it looks like he did get a cleared potion disabled recently.
Shaco and Fissure on the Windrunner on the mid lane. We have a port in from Jay as well to ensure to get the kill. And that's a kill against Windrunner on the mid. That's going to be nice. But I do believe Puppey is going to be pushing up top. Nope. Double smoke here up on Arzar and Puppey as well. They're going to be ganking mid. Unfortunately, Windrunner need a TP back as soon as possible. Jay in position to try to push down this tower as well. Here's a teleport from the Windrunner. Who are they going to focus? Crystal Maiden is going to be a good choice, but I think it's going to be, it's going to be Rasa. Not the best chain stun here, but I think with all that nuke and slow, he is going to be going down. There's a Shackle on Puppey. He's going to get picked off here. No teammate support coming in, and here's the full retreat coming out, but they will get a Fissure off if they want to do so. They're going to back off for now. Very early game action here so far. 1 and 2 in favor of Puppey. Excuse me, on Navi. And now I think Shaker is going to get trapped if Sanking wants to come around. Does he have mana for Burrow Strike? Yes, he does. And I do believe Roots is going to be in huge trouble. Burrow Strike, he does get a 2-man Fissure, and they're going to pick off Sanking before so. And I do believe, Roots is going to make it out alive. Nicely done.
Yeah, sloppy play by Dendi there. I think he was waiting for a good stun potential, but I don't think he was expecting quite that much nukes. It looks like Puppey's going to take a bunch of damage as well, and he's going to get caught in the trees. His heal is gone. He's going to definitely go down. Okay, they are going to last hit him. Nature's Prophet looks like he's going to die as well, and Puppey did steal the Nature's Prophet enchant. I'm surprised he didn't sacrifice himself to Roshan there, actually.
Yeah, or maybe he tried, but realized not to make it out. Great Fissure block here, and now I do believe Light of Heaven's going to go down as well. Can they get the kill on Crystal Maiden? Yes, Puppey gets a kill on Crystal Maiden using the illusion of Prophet. Nicely done. And, well, a lot of kills so far. The Prophet TP's up top. Here's the thing, the Havos is basically free farming, already 900 gold after a Ring of Health purchase. His current last hit is, let's see, I mean, he got 33 and 6, and he's going for more here against Jay. Jay losing quite a bit of HP. Jay, but is going to get a Sprout, immediate Tango out here from Havos. Here comes Arzart, and they got to be very careful as Jay going to take a magic missile to the face, and a couple of right clicks going to do the job. I think Jay's going to go down. Who's going to pick up the last here? It is going to be Havos, and that's only going to help out Swarm even more so.
Yeah, that was a really nice play there by the Vengeful Spirit coming around the back like that. Just getting the very deliberate hits off. Dendi looks like to be in some trouble on the bot lane. He does have a stun though. What is he waiting for? He's going to stun into the jungle, so he is trapped in there. Do we see any way to get vision? And very interesting item choice on the Night Stalker. He actually has a Ring of Basilius this game. Not something that we normally see on him.
Yep. I was expecting a little bit more of a bottle play coming from Mineski as we see Burrow Strike back out. Dendy's gonna go back to the base. But even though they didn't get the kill, they are gonna get the tower because they forced Dendy back, and I don't believe that Na'Vi team is gonna help out this tower. So even though that was not the best thing they could have hoped for, it's gonna work out fine here for Mineski. Meanwhile, Na'Vi on top is gonna be transitioning into a push. Very, I guess, lucky or very well played here from Mineski. They're able to keep their tower up for such a long time. They're going to come up for a mid game. There's a Sprout, and we're going to have a double damage Crystal Maiden. The Windrunner gets popped, but look at the amount of stuns coming their way, and that Windrunner is going to be dead. Where's the Nova? Well, there's all those nukes, and looks like Shadow Shaman's going to pick up the kill.
Yeah, nicely done. He actually has 2 levels of Shackle, which is a little surprising. He gets an extra 0.75 seconds of disable there, and ends up being a lot more cost efficient for disabling in the early game than also skilling up Hex.
Right.
So they do get the pickup there, and the top tower is dropped for Na'Vi, but they've got to be pretty happy right now. I mean, they are 1 tower down. Mid tower is looking to be in a little bit of trouble, but if they can keep the kills and the towers even, they're going to win this game.
We'll see. Burrow Strike on the mid lane here. Dendy might be in a little bit of trouble if he gets Fissure, and that Fissure going for the Windrunner instead, because here's Jules is right there, and Line of FM is going to go down to a secondary board. There we go. Meanwhile, Mass Serpent Ward is going to drop for the mid tower. That tower is going to go down, but they're going to lose a top tower as well, as no one's going to defend. Glyph is already being used, and who's going to last at this one? Havos lasted tier 1, and he's going to get tier 2 as well. This anti-mage is going to get absolutely huge. Already Tread's done, and 1,500 gold in the bank. Wow, Havos is going to go crazy.
Yeah, and he does have Mana Break maxed out as well, so his offensive potential is ridiculous. Frostbite will go down, but once again, like I said before, if they can keep their farm equal, they have a hard carry. So as soon as he gets maybe like his Battle Fury up and then gets his way to a Manta style, if they can get that up pretty reasonably early, he's going to make a big contribution in the upcoming team fights. So all they have to do is try to trade towers. This is why Navi's been so smart so far. They did lose that tier 1 mid, but at the same time they pushed the top tier 2 with heroes that aren't that great at pushing, but as long as there's nobody to defend, they can still pick up those towers. So Navi's trying to keep their advantage pretty close, and they're doing a good job.
Let's do a quick farm check as the action is dying down a little bit here. 48 on the Night Stalker, 24 on the Shadow Shaman, 18 on Prophet. Let's look at Anti-Mage. He's got 56, actually not leading Jules by much. Jules doing a good job keeping up. He's been ganking as well, so he's been contributing to a lot of the team fights. But Havos able to blast it 2 towers, and that's going to put him hugely in the lead. No one else really has quite a bit of farm here on the Dire side. And I think Mineski is going to have the farming advantage. Let's look at the goal difference chart. Yeah, a small lead here for Dire, and I do believe that's really from Anti-Mage. But again, right now it is the phase of the game where where Mineski should be dominating. They do have Shadow Shaman, they do have Prophet, and these 2 heroes are so good at this stage game. Same thing with Night Stalker as well. So let's see if they're going to be doing further aggression for pushes or ganks or whatnot. And it seems like Woods is farming mid.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of Vanguards up in the game now. Night Stalker has his finished, as well as the Vanguard on the Anti-Mage in the bot lane. It looks like Sankin gets a kill off against Nature's Prophet. Yeah, dude, Nature's Prophet is not fun to play against a Sankin, because he can Burrow Strike ulti you every single time. And unless you get a lucky Sprout block off or something like that, he's gonna score those kills. So nice play there by Dendy.
Mineski being very patient, trying to push down this mid tower, maybe going for a gank. Mass Serpent War might be dropped. Yeah, there's a Mass Serpent War, and taking such an early tier 2 tower on the mid lane against Dire is so strong. There's a healing attendant coming in right now, a teleportation coming, and that is going to scare away Jules for now. It's going to take a couple of impedance charge, but that is going to give them the mid tower for sure. If they are going to focus everything, don't let that get denied though. That's going to be key. Oh, so they are going to get it. Shadow Shaman lasted that one as well. Back on the bot lane, they are going to defend that tower as well, so it is going to be a Dagon, as we see on his Nash, he does have a recipe.
Yeah, this is going to be very good for countering the Enchantress. I think that's the main reason that it's going to be nice, if they can drop down the Void from Night Stalker and then throw a Dagon on top of that. He's only got 600 HP, he may be forced to get a Bracer, but we do see a Shackle Shot going down the Night Stalker. The Power Shot will land, and Shadow Shaman looking to be aggressive. He gets a Hex off, but then immediately backs off, kind of burns his mana a little bit for nothing there, and Night Stalker looking for more opportunities. He's still very tanky. Dendy comes